Hey, thanks for watching part 2 of Daniel and the Lion's Den, or Yeshua and the Lion's Den. I want to just emphasize that as we continue to go, you will see the spirit of Messiah being drawn out of the Old Testament, of the Tanakh, in this specific story of Daniel. And let's get to work. Daniel 6:5. Then these men said, "We shall not find any charge against this Daniel unless we find it against him concerning the law of God." My goodness, isn't that interesting? Like that's exactly what the scribes and the Pharisees and Sadducees did in concerning Yeshua and killing him with Pilate. You know, our law doesn't actually. You know, it's just so wicked and diabolical. Anyways. Mark 3:1. And he entered the synagogue again, and a man was there who had a withered hand. So they watched him closely whether he would heal him on the Sabbath, so they might accuse him. And he said to the man who had a withered hand, "Step forward." Then he said to him, "Is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good or evil, to save life or to kill it?" But they kept silent. Verse 5. And when he had looked around, with anger, being grieved by the hardness of their heart, he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored as whole as the other. And the Pharisees went out and immediately plotted with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him. Okay, I think for the Jewish crowd, or for the Messianic Torah observant crowd, you know that the Sabbath, to heal a man on the Sabbath, wasn't sin. It doesn't say that anywhere in the Torah. In fact, the Torah breathes life. If you desire to give life on the Sabbath, that it would require you to do that on the Sabbath. You know, if your donkey's stuck in a hole or your ox is stuck in a hole, then life is more important than work. So you ought to work to bring out life. That's exactly what Messiah does here. To the Christian crowd, there is no real reason for you to think that Messiah broke the Sabbath, that he didn't keep the Sabbath because of this verse. You know, he actually upheld the Sabbath. He actually says that he was master or Lord of the Sabbath. And so I just want to bring that across. To heal somebody on a Sabbath, that's rabbinic tradition. That's from the Talmud. That is not Torah law or Torah observance. So I want to bring that across. And they took fault at him for this, because he healed a man on Sabbath, and he was upset by the grievedness of their hearts. He was upset, and so he healed them in spite of that, looking around in anger. I think it's awesome, and it shows the courage of our King. Moving on. John 5:16. For this reason the Jews persecuted Jesus and sought to kill him, because he had done these things on the Sabbath. My point exactly. Okay? Daniel 6:6. So these governors and satraps thronged before the king and said to him, "King Darius, live forever. All the governors of the kingdom and the administrators, satraps and the counselors, advisors, have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whoever petitions any god or man for 30 days except you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions." Right? So they're coming to him. They got this thing in their mind about Daniel, and they come to the king with this diabolical scheme. Right? The king has no idea what they're doing, so the king goes in with it. Yeah, let's do that. That'd be great. Watch this. Luke 22:1. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew near, which is called Passover, and the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people. Then Satan entered Judas, surnamed Iscariot, who was numbered among the 12. So he went his way and conferred with the chief priests and captains how he might betray him to them. And they were glad and agreed to give him money. So he promised, sought opportunity to betray him to them in the absence of the multitude. Psalm 2:2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Jehovah and against his anointed. I'm going to cut it off here. This teaching is so long that I don't want to make it, I don't want to belabor the point or make it like 20-minute or 25, 30-minute intervals or parts. But I want you to grasp, these concepts of these verses, or the Spirit of Messiah bring light and drawing from light and becoming flesh. The Word becoming flesh. This is, one of the most exciting teachings that I think I've done, and I haven't done a lot, but I will. And I just love the Word of God, and especially to see the Messiah and his sufferings being prophesied in the book of Daniel. It's just so beautiful, and I love it. Anyways, I hope you're blessed. Keep watching. Chapter 3, I'll put it out soon. Peace in Yeshua's name.